Most people open Claude, type 4 lazy words, get a boring answer, then blame the AI. That is not Claude failing. That is bad input doing what bad input always does. In the next 20 minutes, I'll show you how to use Claude properly: prompts, projects, artifacts, memory, web search, skills, connectors, and Claude code. By the end, you will have one reusable workflow you can run today on real work. So let me cover the basics fast: what Claude is, where you use it, why it's worth your time. Claude is an AI from a company called Anthropic. 3 models: Haiku, the fast and cheap one; Sonnet, the workhorse where you're talking on most paid plans; and Opus, the heavy one for hard reasoning, with up to 1 million tokens of context on supported models. You use it 3 ways: the web at Claude.ai, the desktop and mobile apps, and the terminal, that's Claude code. We'll spend today in the desktop app. Why bother? Claude is genuinely strong at long writing, multi-file code work, and reading long documents without losing the plot. It's not just a chatbot. It builds running apps, reads files, calls tools, and connects to the systems your work actually lives in. Okay, let's open the desktop app. 5 zones, that's the whole app. Left is the sidebar: new chat, search, projects, recents. Middle is the conversation. Bottom is the composer, and that's the zone almost every beginner underuses. Drag files in. Paste images. There's a globe icon for web search and a wrench for skills and connectors. In one shortcut to save you 100 misfires this week: Shift plus Enter for a new line. Plain, enter sends. Right side opens the artifact panel when Claude builds something bigger than a paragraph. Top bar, model picker, settings, share. Memorize these 5 zones once, and you're never lost in Claude again. Enough setup. Let's actually use Claude on real work. Try this one tonight on something already on your plate. New chat. Paste your messy meeting notes, typos, half sentences, the way notes really come in. Right under them, type this prompt: "You're my chief of staff." From the notes above, return exactly a 1-paragraph summary, up to 3 decisions, and a list of action items with owners and due dates. No file, no preamble. Send. 1-paragraph summary, 3 decisions, action items with owners and dates. That's 15 minutes of post-meeting cleanup gone, and this is your first reusable workflow. We'll save this exact prompt as a skill before the end of the video. Quick sidebar before we go further: one rule that'll save you a job or a client. There are 4 things you don't paste into any AI, including this one: API keys and secrets, customer personal data, production credentials, and unreleased financials. The fix when you hit a moment like this: replace real values with placeholders or flip the composer into temporary chat. If you're not sure, check your company policy before you click send. Easy rule of thumb: if you wouldn't post it on LinkedIn, think twice before pasting it here. Same idea, bigger inputs. Drag any file into Claude: a PDF, a docx, a spreadsheet, and ask a question. I'm dropping in a 42-page board pack. Then I type. Summarize this in 6 bullets and flag any number that need to follow up. No file. Send. Claude reads the whole document and gives me the 6 bullets. But notice the last thing it does: it flags one number that doesn't add up. Churn went from 2.8 to 4.1% in a single quarter. Page 23 has the breakdown. That's the difference between an AI that summarizes and one that actually reads. Quick plan question: do you actually need to pay? Honest answer: start on free. Use it for a week. The moment you hit the daily limit twice, that's your signal to upgrade. Pro at around $20 a month is the right next step for most people. That's where projects, artifacts, memory, and connectors all unlock. Max plans at $100 or $200 a month are for power users who basically live in Claude or developers running Claude code daily. Team and enterprise come in when you're sharing work or your legal team wants SSO and data residency. Don't pay on day one. Feel the wall first. And confirm live pricing at Claude.ai/upgrade. These numbers move. Now, the single most useful idea in this whole video: the prompt formula. 5 parts. If you remember nothing else, remember these. Role: who you want Claude to be. Task: the verb, what it should do. Context: what it can't possibly guess on its own. Constraints: the limits, the length, the no-goes. And output: the exact shape of the answer you want. 5 parts. This alone beats 90% of the prompts you'll see online. One shortcut: if you can't get a great answer in 3 turns, just restart. Bad openings stay bad. New chats are free. Let me show you what that looks like. Weak prompt on screen: write a marketing email about my product. Pause for a second. That prompt's broken. Let me fix it live, one part at a time. Step 1, role. Type. You are a senior B2B copywriter. Step 2, task. Write a cold email. Step 3, context. Tell Claude what the product is and who it's for. Acme Pay, a Stripe alternative for fintech ops in the EU. Audience is head of payments at 200,000 person fintechs. Step 4, constraints. Under 120 words. Plain English. No buzzwords. Step 5, output. Subject line, body, 1 line CTA. Send. Look at that. Same model. Same minute. The structure changed everything. Here's the thing that bothered me about Claude for months. Every new chat starts with amnesia. You paste your brand voice, paste your examples, re-explain your audience every single time. Projects fix this. Click projects in the sidebar, then new project. I'll call this one YouTube script assistant. 2 boxes. Knowledge is for files I'd otherwise repaste. I'm dragging in my brand voice doc, a zip of my last 20 scripts, and my audience persona. Instructions are standing rules in plain English. Who I am, who I'm writing for, what tone, what to avoid. Now I start a chat inside the project and ask for an outline. Watch what happens. I didn't paste brand voice, didn't re-explain audience, didn't set format. The project did it. 5 minutes of setup per chat, gone forever. Build 1 project per stream of work you do regularly. This is the feature that when people see it the first time, they actually pause the video. Artifacts. I'm asking Claude to build a YouTube script scorecard. 5 things to score, total at the bottom, paragraph of feedback. Dark mode, choral accents, single page. Send. Right on cue, the artifact panel opens on the right and a working tool renders. Sliders, totals, feedback box. About 8 seconds. A real tool in the chat. No build step, no deploy. Here's where it gets fun. Keep refining by talking. Add a bar chart of the 5 scores. Show the weakest one in red. There it is. Make the feedback section bigger. Add a 1-line summary on top. Done, Liv. Export to CSV when I click publish. Wired. 3 refinements, about 9 seconds, no reload, no deploy. When I'm happy, I click publish and get a public link to share. Talk, refine, ship. Quick breath. You're halfway through. Just so you know where we are, you've got the 5-part formula, your first workflow, your first project, and a live artifact. Honestly, if you stopped right now, you'd already be ahead of most Claude users. But stay with me. The back half is where Claude stops being a chatbot and starts being system. Design, web search, memory, skills, connectors, and Claude code. Related but different Claude design. Sometimes you don't want a tool, you want a polished 1-page result. Watch. I type, design a clean, dark mode 1-pager for our launch announcement. Hero, 3 feature blocks, testimonial, CTA, choral accents. Make it look premium. Send. And look, a real design page. Hero, feature row, testimonial tile, CTA bar. Before was 1 sentence. After is a page that would have taken a designer half a day. Tighten by talking. Make the CTA choral. Add a C pricing link. Done, Liv. You're not just writing, you're designing. Quick toggle to know, web search. Whenever the answer changes faster than every 6 months, fresh news, library versions, prices, anything where stale equals wrong, flip the globe icon on. Globe on. I asked for the top 3 Python web frameworks by GitHub stars right now, returned as JSON. Send. Claude searches the live web, and the answer comes back with numbered citation pills, 1, 2, 3. Here's the killer feature. I click any number, and the actual page Claude Read opens in a new tab. Answers with receipts. Always click the citation before you trust a fact you're going to publish. 2 settings most people skip, memory and privacy. Memory's off by default, but turn it on once, and you can tell Claude things you'd otherwise have to repeat every chat. In a new chat I type. From now on, remember, I'm a freelance UX designer in Manchester, and I prefer British English. Send. Claude confirm. Open settings, memory. That line is now on the list. Edit any line, delete any line, pause the whole thing, or wipe it clean. All visible, all in your control. Practical privacy note. On paid plans, your chats aren't used to train Claude by default. For anything sensitive, open the Composer dropdown and switch to temporary chat. No history, no memory for that session. Remember the Chief of Staff prompt from earlier? I said we'd save it. Settings, skills, new skill. Name it weekly meeting recap. Paste the prompt. Here's the magic part. I add a trigger description in plain English. When a user pastes meeting notes or a transcript. Save. Now next week, brand new chat, completely different meeting. I paste the new notes. Watch, the skill triggers itself. Same structure, same quality, no retyping. Build 1 skill a week. After 12 weeks, you've got 12 personalized tools that nobody else has. That's how the compounding starts. Connectors are the same idea, but for tools instead of prompts. They give Claude read and search access to the systems your work lives in: Drive, Gmail, Calendar, Notion, GitHub, Linear, Slack. 3 clicks of OAuth and Claude can read directly. I asked Claude to summarize my latest Q3 planning doc from Drive into 5 bullets. It pulls the doc itself. No copy-paste, no upload. That's the difference between Claude reading from a paste and Claude reading from your reality. Quick one for the developers watching. Claude Code is the same intelligence, except it runs in your terminal, in your repo. I type Claude and hit enter. The banner shows the version. Then I ask it to find an off-by-one in parser.ts, fix it, write a unit test, and run the suite. Watch. It plans, reads the files, edits parser.ts, writes a new test file, runs npm test, 12 out of 12 green, opens pull request 482. About 12 seconds. Real bug, real fix, real PR. The demo's the argument. Quick honest take. 3 big assistants: Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini. Where does each one actually win? Long writing and editing: Claude. Large code base refactor: Claude. Terminal coding: Claude Code. Long document analysis: Claude, especially with Opus's million token context. On the other side, hard math and formal proofs: ChatGPT's reasoning models lead. Image and video generation: go to ChatGPT or Gemini. Real-time voice mode: ChatGPT. Most generous free tier: Gemini. If you're serious, keep 2 open. Claude for writing, code, documents. 1 other for whatever fills the gap. No rule says pick one. 5 workflows. Pick one. Run it in the next 10 minutes on something already on your plate. 1. 60-second meeting recap. We just built it. 2. Brutal first edit. Paste a draft. Ask Claude to cut 20% and flag every sentence that loses the reader. 3. Interview prep. Tell Claude to role-play the hiring manager. Give you 5 behavioral questions, then grade your answers. 4. Data answer. Drop a CSV. Ask for monthly revenue plotted, with the 3 months most off-trend explained. 5. Decision board. Score option A and option B against your goals. Ask for a 150-word verdict. When one works, save the prompt as a skill. Last piece, your 30-day plan. 6 dates. Do these in order, and by day 30, honestly, you'll be in the top 1% of Claude users in your circle. Day 1, sign up and run 5 real prompts on real tasks. Day 3, try all 5 workflows. Day 7, build your first project. Day 14, ship 1 artifact, calculator, scorecard, dashboard, publish it, and send the link to a friend. Day 21, save 1 skill. Day 30, connect 1 real tool. Drive, GitHub, or Notion. After that, 3 habits that compound. Save the prompt that worked every time. 1 skill every Friday. Prune memory and projects once a month. 2 minutes each. Quick send-off before the close. 5 prompts you can copy right now. No download, no sign-up. Pause the video, screenshot this slide, drop them in your notes. Meeting recap. Brutal first edit. Interview prep. Data answer. Decision board. That's your starter library. Pick the one you'll use most, run it on something real tonight, then turn it into a skill. Open Claude Desktop now. Pick 1 task already on your plate. Use the formula. Save the workflow. Comment Claude with the workflow you tried, and subscribe for the Claude Code Deep Dive.